God says you are chosen to witness something extraordinary tonight at exactly 9 p.m. Keep this message private for now. A beautiful sign may appear within 5 minutes. Stay attentive and open this message now, because something meaningful could unfold within the next 3 days. Do not rush past this moment, for I am calling you back from the days of silent despair and placing a new beginning before you. I have not come to make you afraid, nor am I using a time limit to force you to prove your faith. I come as a father who knows that you have walked for too long with heavily burdened shoulders, who knows that you have tried to appear normal while nearly empty within. You do not need to chase after a strange sign in order to be seen by me. Right where you stand with unanswered questions and wounds you still cannot name, I am already near. Pause for a moment, not because your blessing will disappear if you delay, but because your heart needs a silence deep enough to hear again the truth that has been hidden beneath the noise. You are still loved, hope still remains, and you can still begin again. My beloved child, it is not by chance that today you feel the need to change. A part of you has grown weary of living only to survive, tired of waking with the same anxiety and going to sleep with the same unanswered questions. I have seen this for a long time. I saw you postpone necessary decisions because you feared choosing wrongly. I saw you remain in circumstances that exhausted you because you did not want to disappoint others. I saw the many times you wanted to cry out for help, but remained silent because you believed no one would have enough patience to understand what was happening within you. But I never grow tired of listening to you. I do not despise your weakness. I only want you to stop imprisoning yourself in the room of regret and allow light to enter the places you have kept hidden. The intervention I am opening before you does not necessarily have to appear as an event that astonishes the entire world. It may begin with a renewed thought, a healthy decision, or an honest word you have delayed for too long. Sometimes the miracle is finding enough courage to leave what no longer belongs in your life. Sometimes it is no longer begging for respect from someone who has repeatedly disregarded you. Sometimes it is choosing to seek help instead of continuing to carry everything alone. Great things are often born from very small steps taken by a heart that no longer wishes to return to its former way. I do not only want to change what surrounds you, I want to rebuild the foundation within you so that fear, shame, and the judgment of others can no longer shake you so easily. You have heard too many voices telling you that you are not good enough. One voice recalls your old mistakes whenever you prepare to move forward. Another tells you that your time has passed, that others have gone far ahead while you remain behind. Another uses past failures to persuade you that every effort will eventually prove useless. But those voices have no authority to write your future. I do not define you by your worst moment, nor do I close the door because you once stepped in the wrong direction. I see your ability to rise, the kindness that remains intact. After all you have suffered and your desire to live more truthfully, that is where I begin rebuilding. I do not need you to be perfect before I can lead you. I only need you to be honest and willing to take the next step. Allow me to silence condemnation by reminding you that mistakes must be corrected, but not so that you may punish yourself for the rest of your life. If you have hurt someone, apologize sincerely. If you have made a wrong choice, learn what must be learned and change direction. If you missed an opportunity, do not turn it into proof that every door is closed. Maturity is not never falling. It is refusing to make failure your permanent dwelling place. I want you to take responsibility without hating yourself, to repent without drowning in shame, and to look back while still having enough courage to move forward. A healed heart does not deny the past. It places the past in its proper position, so that tomorrow is no longer controlled by it. I also want to free you from the delay that has been slowly consuming your joy. You often tell yourself that you will begin when you are stronger, that you will change when circumstances become favorable, or that you will care for yourself after everyone around you is well. But my beloved child, if you wait for everything to become perfect, you will continue standing before the door without entering. Begin with what you can do today. Put one disordered corner of your life back in order complete. A responsibility that has remained unfinished for too long. Leave a conversation that only makes your mind heavier. Schedule the health appointment you have neglected. Call someone you trust and honestly say that you need support. These actions are not insignificant. They are practical responses to the life that is calling you out of your former condition. You do not need to hide every good thing because you fear someone will take it from you, but neither must you reveal every plan to people who have never learned how to protect your trust. Learn the discretion of maturity. Some seeds need time to take root before they are brought into the light. Some plans need to be nourished through discipline instead of being displayed in search of approval. I will teach you to distinguish those who can walk beside you from those who are merely curious, and from those who use your vulnerabilities to make you doubt yourself. Protecting a new beginning does not mean living in secrecy and fear. It means placing what is precious in the right place, at the right time, and in the right hands. Do not measure my presence by temporary emotions. There are days when you feel clearly supported, and there are days when everything seems ordinary. I am still there. I am present in the clarity that keeps you from sending an angry message, in the strength that enables you to leave an unsafe place, and in the person who checks on you when you believe no one remembers. I am present in unexpected calm, within a situation that once caused panic, and in your ability to rise after a night when you thought you would collapse. You do not need to feel your heart trembling in order to know that I am near. My care is more enduring than emotion and deeper than the signs you can see. I do not ask you to express faith through a click, a comment, or any act intended to prove that you are not ashamed of me. What I treasure is the way you live when no one is watching. I see the moments when you choose honesty, even though it costs you, when you refuse to retaliate despite being hurt, and when you keep your heart gentle in a world that often encourages coldness. Faith is not a performance before a crowd. It is faithfulness in ordinary things. The way you treat the vulnerable, keep your promises, and continue doing what is right, even when you have not yet seen the result. You have walked in darkness for so long that your eyes need time to adjust to the light. Therefore, do not be discouraged if you do not change everything in a single night. I do not pull you out of a deep pit, only to demand that you immediately begin running. I will first help you stand, recover your breath, and learn to walk before moving farther. True restoration has its own rhythm. Some days you will feel strong. On other days, all you can do is rest and refuse to return to your old way. Both are progress. Do not use one weary day to deny the entire journey you have already traveled. Be patient with yourself, as I have remained patient with you. A moment of visitation is not a 2-minute opportunity you must seize in panic. It is the moment when you realize that you cannot continue living as before. and willingly open yourself to a new path. Today can become a turning point. If you allow truth to replace the lies that have ruled you for too long, you are not useless, you have not been abandoned. It is not too late for you to rebuild. Lost days cannot return, but neither do they have the right to steal the days that remain. Allow mercy to close the old chapter and wisdom to open a new one. I am drawing you out of despair, not by promising that you will never again face hardship, but by helping you no longer allow hardship to define you. You will learn to stand in the storm without losing yourself, to face delay without concluding that you have been forgotten, and to walk through rejection without questioning your worth. I will give you a strength that is quiet, yet enduring, a peace that does not depend upon the attitude of others, and enough courage to do the things you once feared. Remain still in this moment, breathe slowly, and put down what does not belong to today. You do not need to solve your entire life in one evening. You only need to choose one honest step. Let it be a step away from self-condemnation, a step towards seeking help, a step of establishing a boundary, or a step of beginning again what you have repeatedly postponed. I remain beside you, not as a voice of pressure, but as a patient father guiding you one step at a time. Your story is not over. What made you cry is not the final chapter. From the very place where you thought you had nothing left, I will help you rebuild faith, restore peace, and enter tomorrow with a heart no longer imprisoned by the past. You may once have doubted yourself and heard ridicule directed at the faith you were trying to preserve, but today I want you to stop measuring your worth through the eyes of those who never understood the journey you have traveled. Some looked at your waiting and called it wasted time. Some saw you continuing to hope after repeated disappointment, and assumed you were deceiving yourself. Their words once caused you to waver and wonder whether you were walking the wrong road. But I know what kept you standing through nights that seemed unbearably long. It was not weakness, but a quiet faith that refused to allow bitterness to possess you. Today, I have not come to prove that you were right and they were wrong. I have come to free you from the need for their approval. The glory I want to reveal in your life is not a performance designed to astonish everyone. It is a deep transformation through which the things that once controlled you no longer possess the same power. I will bring clarity where confusion once ruled, courage where you once knew only avoidance, and peace into the memories that have often kept you awake. When you no longer react through fear, when another person's judgment no longer has enough power to ruin your entire day, and when you can leave what harms you without carrying hatred, light is being revealed. Others may not understand what is happening, but you will know that you are no longer the person imprisoned within old limitations. You do not need to depend upon a number appearing repeatedly in order to believe that I am near. Numbers may pass before your eyes in ordinary life, but they do not determine your value, your future, or how deeply you are loved. I do not hide my love inside codes that make you anxious to interpret them. Genuine confirmation comes through clarity, increasingly healthy choices, and lasting peace. When you walk in the right direction, when something leads you toward truth, responsibility, and compassion, you may examine it calmly. But if something causes panic, obsession, or the belief that one small sign can determine your entire life, step back. I do not lead you through confusion. I lead you through light, clear enough for you to move forward without losing your freedom. There are things about the future that I have not yet allowed you to see, not to create a secret that makes you feel superior to others, but because you do not need to carry the full weight of tomorrow today. If you knew every turn in advance, you might live in anxiety instead of growing through each step. Therefore, I reveal only enough of the road for you to continue. I teach you to fulfill the responsibilities of the present before demanding to know the entire story. You do not have to understand every delay in order to live uprightly. Some doors have not opened because the timing is not yet right. Some plans must slow down so you can notice what you once overlooked. Some dreams need refinement so they are no longer driven by pride, the need to prove yourself, or the fear of falling behind. Wounds, betrayal, and broken promises forced you to mature in ways you never chose. I do not call suffering good, nor do I say that you must be grateful to those who hurt you, but I can refuse to allow what happened to become meaningless. I can use it to teach you to see people with greater wisdom, distinguish words from actions, and avoid giving trust merely because you feel lonely. I can help you turn silent days into a place where you learn to hear yourself, disappointment into a new boundary, and the times you were diminished into a decision never to treat another person in the same way. What once brought you down will not be permitted to determine how you live the rest of your life. Allow those who do not understand you to leave if they choose. You do not need to chase them and explain everything. Not everyone is entitled to enter the deepest places of your life, but do not turn discretion into fear, and do not believe that another person's words can steal the good prepared for you. What is firmly established cannot easily be destroyed merely because someone doubts it. You may keep young plans quiet for a season, not because you fear a curse, but so you can focus upon building instead of wasting energy seeking approval. When a seed has just been planted, what it needs is care, discipline, and time, not the applause of a crowd. I will raise you, but that elevation must first happen in the way you see yourself. If you still believe success matters only when it makes those who once despised you regret their actions, they are still controlling you. I do not want you to turn blessing into an instrument of revenge. I want you to become so free that you no longer need anyone to bow before you. Those who once doubted may see the change within you, but your peace must not depend upon their response. The table I prepare for you is not intended to shame others. It is where you learn to receive life with gratitude, share what you have, and remember how deeply you once needed support. The garment of light I place upon you is not fame or a flawless outward appearance. It is dignity restored after a long season in which you allowed others to decide how much you were worth. You will no longer diminish your voice merely to make others comfortable. Neither must you become arrogant in order to prove your strength. I will teach you to walk calmly, speak what is necessary without causing needless harm, and leave what is unsuitable without creating chaos. Clarity in your mind will help you know what to pursue, what to wait for, and what must be released. The peace I build within you will not make every storm disappear, but it will prevent storms from easily taking control. You did not overcome every trial through your own strength alone. There were days when you had only enough strength for one more step, yet even that step was supported. There were moments when you did not know what to do, but timely counsel helped you avoid a wrong decision. There were nights when you thought you were completely alone, yet the next morning you were still able to rise and continue. I was present within those ordinary things. My presence does not always arrive as an overwhelming feeling. Often I am present in a calm breath, a sincere person, unexpected clarity, or your ability not to return to what once caused you to break apart. Do not attach a miracle to a particular hour and then wait in anxiety. I do not want you watching the clock in fear that hope will disappear when a certain moment passes. What is truly good does not need to threaten you into responding immediately. Today can be a turning point, but that turning point begins more through your choice than through a predetermined hour. Use the time before you to do what you already know is necessary. Call the person with whom you need to reconcile. Complete the responsibility you have delayed. Rest if you are exhausted, and seek help if the burden is beyond your ability. Lasting renewal often begins through very practical actions such as these. You do not need to write a number or offer a public sign for heaven to recognize your faith. I see deeper things. The way you preserve kindness when no one praises you, the way you refuse dishonesty, even when it may cost you, the way you care for those who are vulnerable, and the way you correct yourself when you realize you were wrong. These are declarations more powerful than any comment. Faith is not something to be performed before others. It is the strength that enables you to live consistently in both words and actions. When you choose what is right in private, you are building a life that no ridicule can destroy. I know you want to see the next chapter, but do not overlook the beauty of the page that is open now. Today you still have the opportunity to correct something, love someone, care for yourself, and take another step toward the life you desire. You do not need to wait until you have been lifted to a high position before beginning to live meaningfully. Your purpose is already present in how you treat those closest to you, in work performed with integrity, and in the decision not to allow pain to make you cold. These things may not attract the attention of a crowd, but they are forming you into someone stable enough to receive greater responsibility when the time comes. My beloved child, protect what is being built within you through wisdom, not fear. Remain silent when words would be spoken only to gain approval, but speak when truth and safety require it. Do not give your plans to people who continually sow doubt, but neither should you isolate yourself from trustworthy people who can help you see more clearly. I have not called you to live alone. I have called you to discern, choose the right companions, and place precious things where they will be respected. Today, I do not promise you a spectacle that will silence everyone who ever doubted you. I give you something deeper, the ability to live without being controlled by their doubt. I am opening a chapter in which you walk with clarity, peace, and restored self-respect. Let others think whatever they choose. Your responsibility is to live honestly, persevere, and refuse to return to limitations that have already been removed. When the time is ripe, the results will speak for themselves. And when that happens, you will no longer be concerned with who is watching, because you will know who you are. Understand the road you are walking and recognize that I remain beside you through every quiet but meaningful step. A silent struggle is taking place around your life, but what seemed ready to bring you down is becoming the place where hidden strength within you is awakened. Financial pressure, health concerns, sleeplessness, and troubled relationships have repeatedly joined together into a weight that made you wonder how much farther you could continue. There were days when you looked at what was missing and believed every road had closed. There were nights when your mind continually created sorrowful possibilities, causing you to feel as though you were standing at the very edge of your endurance. But I see something darkness cannot understand. When you believed you had no strength left, you still turned toward me. When you did not know what to say, you still preserved a small spark of hope. When your feet trembled, you still did not completely release your hold. That quiet perseverance proves that your trials cannot determine your ending. You are not an insignificant person, forgotten in this vast world. I know your name, every season you have passed through, and even the wounds you have never described to anyone. I know the feeling when you open your account and your heart sinks, when pain causes you to become afraid, when sleep becomes restless, and when someone once close suddenly grows distant. I also know the times when you still smiled, so others would not worry, while inwardly longing for one place where you were permitted to be weak. You may have felt overlooked, but I have never taken my eyes from you. No difficult day makes you less valuable in my sight. You remain a beloved child, protected and guided through a process that one day you will understand more deeply. I did not choose you because you have never been afraid, but because even within fear, you continued looking for a way forward. I do not draw near because you are always strong, but because you have learned to return even after weariness and doubt. There were moments when you no longer possessed a complete prayer, only a sigh or a very short sentence, spoken in the darkness. I still heard you. There were days when you could do only the smallest thing, but even that small thing was evidence that you had not surrendered. I do not need to break any law in order to come near you, because my love has never been separated from you by distance, circumstance, or weakness. When you believed you were calling into silence, I was already beside you, supporting you in ways you had not recognized. Every time you could have complained, but chose to keep bitterness from your heart. I saw it. Every time you possessed very little yet were still willing to share. It was not forgotten. I do not measure the value of giving by quantity, but by the sincerity and compassion that inspired it. Sometimes you offered only an encouraging word, a meal time to listen, or a helping hand at the right moment. These things may not have been acknowledged, but they brought light into places filled with coldness. Yet I also want you to understand that generosity does not mean giving until you are empty. Learn to give with wisdom, preserving what is necessary to care for your responsibilities and health. True love does not require you to drain yourself in order to prove that you are good. The tears you have shed were not meaningless. I know where each one came from. Some from betrayal, some from disappointment, and some from loneliness that remained unnamed for too long. There were tears you quickly wiped away because you feared someone would see them, but I received everyone with compassion. I do not want you to live forever in sorrow, nor do I want endurance to become your identity. I am using what you have experienced to teach you who is sincere, what is worthy, and where you must stop. Pain will not be permitted to remain as your master. It may become a teacher, but it must leave when the lesson is complete. What I am preparing for you is not limited to money or an outward achievement. There are practical needs you are still waiting to see resolved, and I know how important that stability is. But the restoration I want to bring is deeper than a number. I want to return peaceful sleep to you, the ability to trust after deception, self-respect after years of being diminished, and clarity after a long season of mental confusion. I want you to enter a life in which money no longer controls your emotions, other people's words no longer determine your value, and the past no longer governs your new choices. When the foundation within you has been rebuilt, outward blessings will have somewhere stable to remain. The vindication you desire will not necessarily come through. Everyone admitting that they were wrong, some people may never apologize, never understand what they caused, and never view you fairly. Yet you can still be freed from their power. I will help you live so well that their old words no longer find a place to cling. You do not need to spend your life proving yourself to those who have already chosen to misunderstand you. Allow your maturity, peace, and upright life to say what must be said. The deepest vindication comes when you no longer awaken longing for their approval because you know who you are and no longer place your dignity in anyone else's hands. I am also preparing new relationships for the road ahead. Some people will enter your life not to exploit your kindness, but to respect, support, and build something healthy with you. Their presence will not cause you to continually wonder whether you are valued. They will not merely speak beautiful words, but will demonstrate sincerity through consistent actions. This may be a friend, a collaborator, a mentor, or someone who helps you see an opportunity you were not previously ready to recognize. But remember, do not give your trust too quickly to anyone who appears simply because you are longing for someone to be sent. Observe them over time. Notice whether they keep their word and see how they treat you when there is nothing for them to gain. The doors you once knocked upon repeatedly without receiving an answer may also be understood differently. Some doors will open when you have developed enough ability and maturity. Some will remain closed because what lies behind them is not truly suitable for you, and there are doors I want you to stop knocking upon, because a better path has already appeared beside you, though you have not yet turned to look. Do not confuse perseverance with stubbornly remaining before a place that no longer belongs to you. True faithfulness is not endlessly repeating an ineffective method. It is remaining loyal to what is right, while being humble enough to change your approach when necessary. Keep your heart humble when new opportunities arrive. Do not allow years of being disregarded to make you desire to stand above others. I do not raise you so you can retaliate or make anyone feel inferior. I restore you so you may live freely, help others, and use what has been entrusted to you responsibly. When you receive more, remember the days when you lacked, when others listened to you. Remember how it felt to be ignored. When you enter a new door, do not forget those standing outside with the same fear you once carried. Greatness is not measured by the number of people who admire you, but by the kindness you preserve when you possess influence and opportunity. Know how to remain hidden while something new is still being cultivated. But do not turn discretion into isolation. Not every plan must be told to everyone, because some beginnings need quietness in order to take root. Yet you still need trustworthy people who can offer honest counsel, reveal your blind spots, and protect you from haste. Humility does not mean making yourself small or rejecting every compliment. It means understanding that every achievement requires learning, cooperation, and gratitude. Remaining hidden does not mean being afraid of the light. It means refusing to seek applause before the inner work has come stable. My beloved child, prepare your heart through peace rather than tension. Do not sit counting the hours and fearing that you will miss a miracle. Prepare by doing what is right before you. Fulfill your responsibilities, care for your health, manage your finances, guard your words, and leave what repeatedly pulls you downward. Allow your change to develop roots, not merely emotion. I am leading you toward restoration, answers, grace, and new relationships, but you must also be willing to become someone capable of preserving them. Your life is not over as fear once whispered. The burdens you carry now are not the final paragraph. I am still writing your story through every small choice, every time you rise, and every day you refuse to abandon what is good. Be faithful to today's responsibilities, humble before what you do not yet know, and discerning enough to recognize those who truly come with sincere hearts. You have not been forgotten, overlooked, or defined by what is presently missing. I remain beside you, leading you out of a season of mere survival and into a life rebuilt through clarity, dignity, gratitude, and a hope that can no longer be easily stolen.